Os. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Break. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo-kun. 一つ、人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ、誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ、礼儀を重んずること。一つ、景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。スブラッチ。Ready? よい。So today's class is an intermediate class. This is intermediate class number 6. So what we're doing in this intermediate class is we're continuing from last week's intermediate class where we were going through the kata Heian Yondan. So again, Heian Yondan is kata number 4. And where we stopped, we were starting with a this other section. I believe we're kind of finishing section 3, moving into section 4 and 5. Okay, so let's go through the kata up to the point where we stopped last week. Okay, so all right, so let's just go through that. All right, I'm going to do it by the numbers. Okay, so just listen for my count. Get ready and do this kata with me up until the point that we know the kata. All right, so back here in our normal starting position, ready stance. All right, the sudachi, ready. Yoi. And now it's kata. Heian Yondan. And hajime. Ichi. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Roll. Siege. Punch. Kyu. Ju. Ichi. And yame. Okay, so that's where we stopped, is with that particular strike, that Shuto Uchi strike. Okay, remembering here that so after we stand from here and we kick and our MP Uchi, that this arm comes down to that Gedan, okay, to that it is a Gedan style block. A Gedan Shuto or Shuto Gedan, and then up to here. Okay, so it happens quickly, like I mentioned last time. That Shuto Gedan Marai from here, it's fast. So it goes here, straight to here. Your feet don't move, right? We're not moving or stepping. Your feet move because you're transferring your stance. But from here, this MP, it's a quick here. Here. So you're blocking away, bringing your hand back up here to block, and striking with your other hand, with your right hand, into that Shuto Uchi. Okay? So remember that section? That's where we ended up last week. Let's go through that a couple more times just to get warmed up and make sure we know what we're doing. Alright, so we're going to go through it again by the numbers, and then we'll go through it at your own speed and pace. And then we're going to go ahead and step into the next section to actually finish up this kata. Okay? So back here, ready? Sudachi, ready? Yoi. Heian Yondan. Are the numbers. And hajime. Ichi. Ni. So, shi, ro, ichi, ni, so, go, roku. And yame, os. All right, so hopefully you're keeping up. Hopefully you watched last week's video several times to make sure you've gotten everything up to this point and you know what you're doing. You just start here. Okay, so now we're going to go through it again. This time you're going to go through it at your own speed and pace. All right, so you don't have to listen for my count, but understand all the techniques that you're going through, getting to that point of the Shuto Uchi. Okay, and then you can stop. And we're going to move into the next section. Okay? Ready? Surachi. Ready. Yoi. Heian Yondan. Your own speed and pace. Ready? Hajime. And give it a few seconds to finish your kata. And yame, os. All right, so again, you should know this up to this point, otherwise you need to go back to the previous video. Make sure that you're comfortable getting to this point on your own without my count, without my announcing each Kihon technique, okay? So let's move into the next section. So I forget how we counted this exactly. So probably this is section 1. This may be section 2. This section 3, the 2 kicks, the NP, that ends section 3, right? Okay, so section 1 being back here, section 2 moving through to here, the kicks. Okay, that ends section 2. Let's say that. All right, so that ends what I would call section 2. Starting back here, moving forward is section 2, or 2 kicks. That would be, again, still section 2. You could potentially say that's section 3. I'd have to go back to the previous video to make sure, but 1, 2, all the way through this part. Okay, so now we are at this point. Okay. So from here, you're going to execute a maigeri with your rear leg. Okay, so maigeri kiagi, front snap kick. And as you finish that kick, you're going to come down with an uraken uchi. All right, but it's kind of a mawashi uraken uchi because it comes up, around, and then down. All right, so let's see what that looks like. So here. And your ki point is there as well. All right, so let me step back a little further here and we'll do it again. All right, so here's your elbow strike, your Heian Shuto, looking at your opponent, your Shuto Uchi. All right, now comes your maigeri, front snap kick, Uchi Uke, or uraken uchi, sorry, uraken uchi, and kosadachi. Okay, we're familiar with this stance, right? Okay, so as you execute that, you're stepping forward into this stance. This is where you end that strike. Okay, it is a strike, it is not a block. So it comes up and around and then down. So as you do your kick, so this is a pretty complex technique, all right? Which is why I saved it for another video. So, in looking at it from the kata perspective, we started back here, okay? This would be our empi, our shuto, all right? So then comes the kick. Okay, this comes around and down, because remember that it was here. So as you kick, okay, as you kick, the shuto is here. It comes under here. It's like your arms are in a washing machine. Okay, here, under, over, down. Okay, so just that part, okay, is here, all right? Kick, under, over, down. And cat stance, or in kosudachi. Down, all right? All right, so hopefully that's translating over to you. I know that that's gonna take a lot of practice. So you have to do it, right? And there's really no way to break it down into separate sections, because if I'm here, I can do the kick, sure. And then you can just land in that stance. That's probably the best way to do it, but you have to remember that we're gonna have to get our hands involved next. Okay, so let's get into this stance, all right? So we're here. It's not necessarily, I guess you could call this a Zen Kusachi, but remember that we're here. So let's start it from there. So let's start from this empty, here, here. So all we do is rotate our feet. Okay, and now you can just put your hands down. Just put your hands down to here. And I want you to do a front kick with your rear leg, and then land in kosudachi. All right, so ready? Kick and land. Okay, let's do that again. Here's your stance. All right, kick, land. Kick, land. All right, kick, land, ki. All right, so you're here. Ready? Hajime. All right, now we're throwing that ki point in there, even though we're not striking. The ki is the strike. That's where your power is being transferred to, is that strike. Okay, so we'll leave the ki point out for now and just introduce it back whenever we actually do that Urakenuchi, that back fist strike. All right, and what this is, I mean, you can obviously see what this is as the opponent, right? You've done your MP uchi over there. Now I'm kicking. You block that with that shuto uchi. Now you're striking me here, right? Then you're moving forward, kicking me here, and then you're landing that uraken here on the bridge of my nose, my chin, something like that. All right, so you're really bringing the attack to your opponent here, right? Because we finished with this opponent, we just elbowed this opponent, block the kick, strike the opponent here, kick them, and then coming down with that strike right on top of, typically the bridge of the nose, the mouth, the chin area is where that is going to land, okay? And again, you're closing in tight on their space, right? You're moving forward, you're backing them up, you're not giving them any room to move or travel very quickly, so that kick comes and then immediately striking down on them, all right? So let's practice again a couple more times. Let's do this, again, this portion here, okay? Front kick, land in kosudachi. Ready? Hajime. All right. So let's look at it from another angle. Okay. I just want you to be able to see my feet here. So we're here. Okay. Ready? Hajime. All right. So it is still a good front kick, right? It's still a good, powerful front kick. And height doesn't matter to me as much here. Again, don't go too low, but this should be a chudan level, my getting. If you want to go jodan level, that's fine. But chudan is where generally this kick should be. So here, ready? Hajime. All right. So as that front foot comes down from the kick, it's drawing your back foot forward and to here. Okay. So again, you're here. The kick goes, lands, brings your back foot in. All right, let's try that from another angle. Ready? Kick, land, bring the back foot in. And from the front, again, kick, land, bring the back foot in. All right? Practice that a few times. Pause the video. Rewind it a few times. Watch it in slow motion if you have to. But it should be very simple. After this, you're here, kick, there. Okay? Now we have to add in the Urakenuchi. We have to add in that that back fist strike. All right, all of this in one continuous motion as you roll forward. All right, I'm gonna back up to here, starting with the MP-uchi. Geidan, Shuto-uchi. Kick, back fist. Watch that roll. Bring it down hard. Bring it up high. Okay? Make this flowery. Okay? The higher you bring it up, the more power it's going to bring down. Right? If you're doing it tight here, it's not really a lot of power if you're keeping everything in here. Okay? Your strike is here. There's not a lot to it. Okay? The strike is here. There. Okay? Your left hand will go back to hikite on your landing. So you're here. This is what your ending pose should be. Here. All right? Again, good stance, stable. Okay? You're not off balance or anything like that. Good stable stance. Back fist is down. Again, remember your opponent is your same height. All right? So that's where that strike should be. This is the bridge of my nose. That's where I want that strike to land. That's where you should be. So I should pretty much be staring at my knuckles right here across the front of my fist, right there. I should be staring at that right there as we move into the next section. All right, so I know that's a lot, and really, honestly, it just takes practice, right? Heian Yondan is typically a pretty easy kata, right? I know we're learning a lot of new stuff compared to Heian Shodan through Sandan. Brand new things here, right? Side kicks, empties, right? There's a lot of different things that are coming with this kata, but that's why it's an intermediate class. That's why we're up here in green and blue belt land, okay? So again, let's look at it from the MP-uchi. Here, strike, kick, down, and ki-ai. All right, so that's your ki-ai point. And as that fist comes down and strikes, you ki-ai at your opponent. All right, bringing that power, that ay. All right, that's where the power comes. You're exhaling, releasing energy into your opponent with that last strike. Okay. So that said, let's go through the kata again up to that point of landing that strike. Okay. Because that is where we're going to end this section and you start the next section, which again is some brand new stuff. Okay? All right, so let's start back here. So get into your normal starting position. I'm going to count us through. All right, so I'm going to count us through, and this, so after the MP, this is, I think, Roku. All right, so this is 5, 6, 7. All right. Either way, it's 2 steps. All right, so after this, Shuto-uchi, the kick is 1, the Otokan-uchi is 2. All right, so there's 2 steps in that section. All right, ready? I'm going to count us out. Surachi, ready? Yoi. Heian Yondan. And Hajime, Ichi. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Ichi. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Ro. And yane. Okay, so you should be in a good balance, a good stopping position there. Right, because after that, you're here, struck down, good balanced position, your strike is in place, right? You should feel like it is a stopping point. And you've done your ki-ai. Again, you know that that's a stopping point. You know that's a time for kime to just take a breath and then move on to the next part of the kata. What's the next part look like? All right, so I'm gonna go through from there to the end of the kata because I want you to see everything that's coming. All right, so I've landed, I'm here. All right, so I'm going to go through the rest of the kata all the way to the end. just so you can see what it looks like. Then we'll take it and we'll break it down. Okay, so here. Okay, so a couple things to look at there. Number one, did we end where we started? Pretty much, right? About a foot away from where we started is our end point. Even with the hizigiri, so the knee that we're throwing, and then 2 shutos after that. When we come back, I think I ended about right here. I started right here. So, let's break down that entire section. Number one, the good thing is you repeat what you do to the left on the right. So that's a good thing. All right, so from that uruken, so I'm going to turn my back to you and land that uruken uchi, and then we're going to go through this next section. Okay, so here, we're in kozudachi, we've landed this, and what you're going to do is spin on your balls of your feet, landing in a 45-degree angle facing that way. All right, so I started here, correct. We went through everything here with our kicks. Here, we landed here. What do I mean by 45? This is your horizontal line. So when you turn, you should be landing facing this direction. So as it comes off of this line, it's a 45. So that's what I mean when I say a 45. All right, so imagine, remember that horizontal line, right, that we had. This is a horizontal line here. We move forward on this vertical line that moves up, right? And then there's another line that's here. We don't move along this line, but it's the reference still, right? So we landed here, and we're turning here, all right? And what am I doing with my hand, you're wondering, all right? So again, we've landed here, turning on the balls of our feet until you're at the 45, and you're stepping into a back stance. All right? And with your hands, it's as if you're grabbing someone's gi and turning out. So you're grabbing and turning out and pulling in. So it's as if you're grabbing them and pulling them to you. All right? So you can do this with me. Okay? So you stepped into this back stance. Here's our uruken-uchi. Turning, our hands come up. We reach out, we grab our opponent's gi in the back stance, and we're here. All right, so now you're going to throw a maigeri with your rear leg. As this leg lands, you're going to throw your oizuki, gaikuzuki. All right, so as that leg comes down, so you're here, kick, punch, punch. Oizuki, gaikuzuki. All right, maigeri, oizuki, gaikuzuki. Pretty easy, simple, okay? Kick, punch, punch. All right, so let's start with the turn again. So you got to nail this turn, okay? Remember, you're doing it on the balls of your feet because we're in this good kozudachi stance. We're good here. Turning. Okay, turning on the balls of your feet till you get to your 45. Plant your right foot, step out into your back stance. With your hands together, you're reaching out, grabbing your opponent, pulling in, turning out. Okay, so your fist should be out like this. It's as if you're grabbing them and pulling down. All right, so let me look at it. I want to see where you can see it the best as far as what my hands are doing. So here, okay, as you turn, your hands come up, step out, grab your opponent, and pull down. Okay, so your fists are like this. Sound like you're riding a bike. The handlebars are just really short. Okay, so this is what you're doing. in back stance. And then you're going to launch your kick and your Oizuki Gaikuzuki. Kick, punch, punch. All right? You got this. So I'm going to turn my back to you. Again, we've landed our Otokan Uchi, our ki point here. Turn, step out, grab your opponent, pull them in, lock everything in right here. This is a good tight position. Your elbows are in. Good back stance. Launch your kick. Punch, punch. Okay? Practice that a few times. Okay? More than a few. Practice that several times. All right, get that turn in. Hands down, locked. Good and out. Your fists are made. Okay? Your kick. Punch. Punch. All right? Because now you're going to repeat it. You're going to do the exact same thing, but you're just going to transition to another kind of 45. So after being here, okay, we're here, kick, punch, punch, we're going to turn to here. Do the same thing. Grab, pull your opponent down, still in a good back stance. Here, kick, punch, punch. All right? So it's kind of a V. So again, remember, we're here. This is our horizontal line that we're referencing. Okay, we turn, back stance, kick, punch, punch. Now we're going there. Still in the back stance, lower your hands, kick, punch, punch. All right? So again, what you're doing to the left, you're doing to the right. And again, if you kind of look at the angle, this being your horizontal line of reference, you're going here. You're going there, and then there. And then moving straight down the middle for the last section. And then back down the middle. All right? So again, remembering our starting point as a reference, your ending point should be right around there. All right? I started on the blue square, ended on the black square here. All right, so again, your starting and ending point should be approximately the same spot. All right, within 1 to 2 feet of where you started is where you're going to end. So, so let's go through that a couple more times. All right, the transition. Okay, so I'm going to keep my back to you again. All right, so I'm going to do my kick off in this direction, my punch, punch. I'm going to transition to this direction, kick, punch, punch, and we'll stop there. All right, so try this a few times with me. If you have to, again, rewind, slow it down, whatever you need to do. We're going from the Otokan. All right, so here, good stance. Feel good about your stance, feel stable in it. Right, your right foot is planted. All right, it's planted, it's facing straight ahead, straight towards my opponent. It's stable. All right, you can stand on one foot. This is just a kickstand. All right, bend your knees. Allow this foot, your left foot, to just be the kickstand. It just kind of helps keep you in place. All right, Otokan. Turn on the balls of your feet, stepping out of the back stance, grabbing your opponent. Ready? Kick, punch, punch. Hajime. Okay, now you're going to turn this direction. You're just transitioning this foot to here, stepping out of your back stance, grabbing your opponent, pulling down. Ready? Kick, other leg, right? So this time we're kicking with our left leg. Kick, punch, punch. So you're kicking with your left leg this time, so your Oizuki is coming left and then right. Oizuki left, Gaikuzuki right. Whereas the first one, the Gaikuzuki, or the Oizuki is right, and then the Gaikuzuki is left, because you kick with opposite legs. And remember the synchronicity that happens here, all right? So if I'm coming straight to you, here, kick, punch, punch. As that leg lands, that punch lands, okay? So same thing when you transition, all right? So let me just show you again. I'll kind of change my angle a little bit. So here, kick, punch, punch, turn, kick, punch, punch. When that leg hits the ground, that foot hits the ground, that punch is connecting with your opponent. Okay? That's the synchronicity that you're looking for with this particular section of the kata. That kick goes up. When it lands, the punch, punch. Turn, kick. As soon as it lands, punch, punch. All right, and remember your kime here. You don't have to go through this section very fast. All right, so again, you watch me go through this. I was stopping, grabbing my opponent, kick, punch, punch. Breathe in and out, turn, other opponent is there, kick, punch, punch. In and out. And then the next section is simply 3 Maroto Ukes and a back stance. All right, you know Maroto Uke is a supported block. So the kick, punch, punch, this is where you should be. This back foot is just going to turn a little bit. Your front foot is going to go this direction in back stance. So punch, punch, your hands come here to throw the block. Your hands move to the side to throw the second block. Hands to the side, third block. Okay, so all you're doing is moving straight forward in a back stance. All right, so from here, block. Right now, let's just go through the 3 back stance steps. 1, 2, 3. Don't bob your head. Stay low. Keep your knees bent. Try that with me. Ready? This is 1. This is ichi. Ready? Ni. Son. Okay. 3 back stances. There are 3 back stances in a row. Kokutsudachi. Stepping forward in 3 back stances. Again. This time let's go from this is Kokutsudachi here. All right, because we just landed our Gaikazuki punch. So we landed this punch and then this punch. And ichi, ni, son. 3 back stance steps forward. Okay, let's do it again. So again, you've landed your kick, punch, punch. Ready? 3 back stance, 3 Maroto Ukes moving straight towards you. Ready? Each. Ni. Son. You got it? All right. Let's do it a couple more times. Just for the sake of going through the motions, just for the sake of getting it down in your mind. Then we're going to go through the entire kata up to that point. All right, so we're going to do it by the numbers. We're going to do it slowly just so you understand what's happening throughout. Okay, so again, we're here. Oitsuki, Gaikazuki, 3 Maroto Ukes, 3 Kokutsudachi back stance, moving straight to you. Ready? Each. Ni. Son. Yame. All right. A couple more times. Let's just do it 2 more times. All right. So again, where am I in this? All right. So if I started my kata here, moved to here, this is where I did my turn. I went there with my kick, punch, punch. Then I went here with my kick, punch, punch. So pretty much you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing if I did it in that angle. That's why I'm changing the angle. Because I would do my kick here, right? Kick, punch, punch. Now, 1, 2, 3 Maroto Ukes. All right, which is why I'm changing my angle just so you can see me a little bit better. All right, so again, the way I would be moving, you can't really see what I'm doing, and I just want to make sure you can. So I'm going to change the angle. So I'm going to walk straight to you again. So, all right, we've landed. Left is Kokutsudachi, front stance. Gaikazuki, or Oizuki, Gaikazuki. Ready? 3. So transition here to your 3 back stances with your 3 Maroto Ukes. Ready? Each. Ni. Son. And yamen. All right. Hope you're getting this. All right, hopefully. And again, the beauty of this class, just rewind, watch it until you get it. Rewind it, slow it down. Rewind it, watch it at normal speed. Rewind it until you get it. All right, go through this drill over and over and over until you really feel comfortable getting through that section, because it's a difficult section. To me, the first part of the kata, the first half of the kata, is pretty simple. Everything we've done here, moving here, side kick, elbow strike, side kick, elbow strike. That one move is pretty new, pretty advanced, which is why I left it in the last class. All right, but then you're moving into that kick with that Mawashi style back fist, that Mawashi style Shotokan uchi, spinning on the balls of your feet. All right, from there, kick, punch, punch. Got it. Turning. Kick, punch, punch. Got it. 3 Moroto Ukes moving in this direction. You know Moroto Uke and you know backstands. So it's nothing really new. It's just a new way of stringing these Kihon techniques together. Okay? So as I said, let's go through the kata by the numbers. All right, so I'm going to get you to this point. Now you may see me do a correction step here because I'm going to be so close to my wall here that I can't move forward. So, you know what, I'll just start a little bit further out. So I'll start maybe about right here with the kata. So I'm going to obviously start here, moving up our kicks, our Shuto Uchi, our Mawashi Shotokan uchi. All right, then I'm going to turn, I'm going to go there for our kick, punch, punch, back there, kick, punch, punch, coming straight back down the middle for our 3 Kutsudachi Moroto Ukes. All right, and maybe after this one, I'll try it from this direction so you can see me moving in another, maybe I'll start there so that way you can see me making my turn and moving in this direction for you. All right, so again, this one's by the numbers. We'll do 2 by the numbers. I'm going to start here and then I'll start over there. All right, ready? Sudachi, ready? Yoi. By the numbers, so listen to me. Ready? Hajime. Ich. Ni. So. Shi. Go. Roll. Sich. Punch. Q. Ju. Ich. Ni. So. Ich. Ni. So. Ich. Ni. So. Ich. Ni. So. Amen. All right, pretty good. All right, so I'm going to go through it again by the numbers, different angle. Just want you to be able to see me from another angle so you can kind of see, maybe you weren't able to see something from here. All right, see how I'm moving forward with my punches and my kicks. Let's try it from this side. Ready? Sudachi, ready? Yoi. Heian Yondan. And Hajime. Ich. Ni. So. Shi. Go. Roll. Ich. Ni. So. Shi. Go. Roll. Sich. Ich. Ni, so, chi. Go. Rook. Si, touch. Ich. Ni. So. Okay. Os. All right. Hopefully now you kind of are putting it all together. Again, we're moving together. I'm counting us through the entire kata. All right. This is, I don't want to call it a very long kata, but there's a lot of steps to it. Okay. So don't feel like, I don't want you to feel like you're not getting it, all right? Because Heian, Shodan, Nidan, and Sandan, fairly simple, all right? We got through those pretty quickly. You don't need to break it up into 2 classes just to learn the kata. Heian Yondan, we are. Kind of moving forward, you'll be doing the same thing. Kind of breaking up some of these kata into longer sections, into longer classes, and breaking it up into 2 classes, maybe even 3, to learn 1 kata. Okay. All right. So let's finish the kata. All right. So after your third, let's go back to here. All right. Punch, punch. All right. Let's do this with me. Again, your 3 kukutsudachi back stance with your Maroto ukes. Ready? Ichi, ni, son, ice. There's no ki point there, sorry. Maroto uke, right? Your fist is just right here above your elbow. Right? Next comes a hiza geri. What's geri? Kick, right? Hiza geri is a knee. So it's really a knee kick. So here, then you're going to grab your opponent, knee, turning and landing in Shotokan. Another Shotokan, ki. That's your other Shotokan. That's your end of the kata. This Hizagiri is your ki point. Land, turning in Shotokan. Turning in Shotokan ends the kata. Good kime, stay here for 1 to 2 seconds. Bring your right foot back to your left. And then finish the kata. All right, so I'm going to turn my back to you because now I want you to see that turn. Right, Hizagiri, you got that down. That's pretty simple, right? Your block is here. Hizagiri, you're just throwing that with your back knee. 1, 2. All right. Again, get into your back stance. Get into your Maroto uke. Your back leg throws the knee. You're going to grab your opponent. Again, you're grabbing them by the back of the head. You're grabbing them by the shoulders. However you want to best imagine this to get it through. Maroto uke. Grab, knee, turn, land it in Shotokan. All right, but again, this is your ki point. Okay, so here, there. Okay, again, back stance, Maroto uke. Ready? All right, so I'm going to turn my back to you for the Hizagiri because I want you to see how I land and turn that Shuto. Okay, so here, Maroto uke. Ready? All right. Hopefully that translates, okay, from that knee and then the turn. All right. So again, you shoot your Maroto uke here. Your knee comes up, ki. As it lands, it is now your stable point for your back stance. And your Shotokan. Moving forward, stepping into that other Shotokan. I kind of over-exaggerated it there, but you land in there, here, here. Okay, remember your Shotokan, this portion of your hand should be right here at your sternum. Okay, same thing with this hand. When you land, that Hizagiri here. 1, 2. All right, and the Hizagiri is your ki point. I'm going to change direction for you, so I'm going to do it facing here. Again, just to give you another angle. So here, ready? A 2 count. Bring your right foot back to your left. And ready stance. Bow out of the kata. All right, again from another angle. So I'll go from here. Maroto. Ready? Hizagiri, turn, 2 Shutokes. Ready? Hajime. Okay. a couple more times, and then I'll leave it to you to rewind or whatever you need to do in order to feel comfortable at this point. We're going to go through the entire kata. We're going to go through it by the numbers twice, then on your own, and then we'll go ahead and close our class for today. Okay, so I will go, let me go with my back to you again. Okay, so again, Moroto Uke, ready? This is a 1, 2, 3 count. All right, so let's do this at the 3 count. All right, starting in Moroto Uke, ready? Ich, ni, son. Back, out of the kata. All right, one more time like that, and then we're going to go through the entire kata. This time I will go here. Moroto Uke, ready? 3 count, ready? Ich, ni, son. All right, that's it. That's the entire kata, top to bottom. All right, you took last class, you went through the first section, moving that direction. We picked up, finishing in that direction, turning, and we're moving back to our starting point. Ending, going back a little bit in this direction with our 2 Shotokas. Take space into consideration, like I told you, whenever I go through this kata right now, and I go by the numbers, my 3 Kakutsudachi Moroto Ukes, I may step, and you'll see this correction step, here, and maybe I'll just change my feet to here, and then do the last one here. So if you don't have the room, you can do this in place, right? You know that, we've done this before. So again, with punch, punch, Moroto, Moroto, Moroto. Back stance. I didn't move anywhere. Okay? So if I'm standing here in Zen, punch, punch, 1, 2, 3. Now obviously it doesn't portray the power because we're not actually moving with those blocks, right? But you can do it standing in place just to get the keyhole technique down because you're limited on space, all right? So just keep that in mind. You might see me make that correction step right here at the end of the kata just so I'm not kicking or moving or punching down my wall here, okay? All right, the entire kata by the numbers, so listen for my count for each technique. Ready? Yoi, Surachi, Re, Yoi, Heian Yondan, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Ro, Ich, Ni, Son, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ro, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ro, Sich, Hach, Chu, Chu. And Yame, don't move. Look at where you stopped and think about where you started. This is where I stopped. This is where I started. All right. Again, 1 to 2 feet from your starting point should be your end point. All right. So hopefully you got that. Hopefully you're able to follow along. Okay. Let's go through it one more time. I will change angles for you. All right. Just so you're not seeing the same thing from the same angle. Let's try it from this side. Hopefully you don't get lost when I'm in this section, but I will be a little bit closer for you for that Mawashi Otakauchi. So, maybe a good thing. All right, so let's start here. Remember where I'm starting. All right, remember where you're starting. All right, Yoi, Surachi, right. Yoi, Heian Yondan. And Hajime. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Roll! And Yame, Os. All right, again, hopefully you're able to keep up with me on that one. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. That should be the speed that you go through this kata. All right, I didn't slow it down and I didn't speed it up. That should be the moderate pace with which you go through this kata. All right, let's go through it one last time, this time at your own speed and pace. Okay, think about your techniques. Okay, think about each movement. Your own speed and pace. So if you have to go slow, go slow. All right, if you're able to keep up with me, keep up with me. But I'm not calling anything. I'm not announcing anything in this kata. Just go through it on your own. If you need reference, you're like, oh, I forgot what's next. Take a look at me. Glance out, glance at your television, glance at your computer and say, oh, okay, oh yeah, that's, okay. Pick it up and keep going. All right, even if you're wrong, look at me. Oh, okay, so it should be here. Pick it up and then keep going. All right. Try to go through this as much as possible without referencing me. Again, you don't need, I'm not going to count it out for you. This should be memory at this point, right? Especially the first section. That first section you should have down before we started this class. Coming into this class, we're just learning the last portion of the class, and one section is the same as the other, just in a different direction, okay? All right, your own speed and pace. Ready? I'm going to step up a little bit, hoping I don't need the room. All right, ready? Usurachi, Rei, Yoi, Heian Yondan. Your own speed and pace. Hajime. And Yame. All right, hopefully you were able to get through your kata there. Gave you a couple extra seconds at the end. So, again, that is the kata Heian Yondan. That is the kata from start to finish. So take this class, watch it many times. This class and class 5, intermediate, are Heian Yondan. If you're trying to learn this kata, study those two classes over and over and over until you're comfortable. All right, next class we'll move on to something completely different, but maybe we'll start off with Heian Yondan as a warm-up. All right, so keep those things in mind. Let's get into our meditation. So, Yoi, Usurachi, Rei, Yoi, Seiza. All right, today's meditation, go through Heian Yondan. Pretty simple. Ready? Mokuso. 僕と読め先生読めDante Zibach right Yoi Os. Alright, thank you students for joining me for this class. Again, a good intermediate class, finishing up Heian Yondan, excellent kata. Again, potentially one of my favorites, but a very difficult kata to master, a very difficult kata to get through. But again, it's one that you'll always be working on. It's a great kata to always kind of fall back on because there's so many techniques in it and there's so many different techniques in it that it's really good to kind of go through that kata very frequently, right? Just part of your warm-up, part of your cool-down, just to kind of go through that kata. It's a really good kata to really strengthen your mind as far as Shotokan karate is concerned. Again, you're getting your legs up, you have side kicks, you have front kicks, you have a knee. Really good kata. Couple different stances, right? Front stance, back stance, fudo-dachi stance, right? That hizageri where you're having to turn and land in that shuto-uke in that back stance. Really good stances here, again, a really good kata. So thank you all for joining me. We'll see you in the next class.